Hey there, that's the American Mutt, independent, also a member of the Holy Spirit of Humanity. There's a young buck, Admir Adon. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. He's a young buck here on YouTube, and I really like the kid. He's a gay kid. I know it doesn't really make a difference, and actually, I kind of have a problem with him identifying as it all the time because he doesn't need to. He's just a young buck, and I don't mean to be rude calling you a kid. I'm a Gen Xer. You're a kid to me. But these millennials and these Gen Zs, the Gen Zs not so much, but the millennials that don't understand what they're talking about, and you'll be like, well, what is your problem if I ever go viral? Um, the story hour, the drag story hour. Okay, now, because you think this is such a new thing, maybe you should go back to Mrs. Doubtfire. Remember the movie? Robin Williams? When he sat there and read stories to his kids in bed dressed in drag? Everybody loved it then. He was a hero. How about one of my heroes, Freddie Mercury? Freddie Mercury died of AIDS. Freddie Mercury was a well-known homosexual. Freddie Mercury was also a drag queen. That's why his band's named Queen. I know, real difficult to figure out. And Freddie Mercury, who's one of Americans' favorite European singers, wore drag. His videos on MTV had him sweeping the floor in drag. But oh my God, can you imagine if MTV would have been shut down then because kids were watching someone in drag? How about this, you knuckleheads? And this is for millennials and Gen Z. Look up Rocky Horror Picture Show. And any of you Gen Xers, come on, let's tell them. Who's your favorite transsexual from Transylvania? Oh yeah, we had a whole movie just about transsexuals. Transylvania. It was called the Rocky Horror Show. And you know what we did, millennials? And you know what we did, Gen Z? We jumped in the middle of the aisle and did the sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. We did the time warp. We went to the movie theaters and threw popcorn at people and lit our lighters as lighting up the light way during the song. Yes, it was over the age of 16. No, there was no nudity in it. But it is one of the funniest and the greatest musicals out there. And if you're Gen Xer, you know the song Sweet Transvestite. You know the song The Time Warp. We danced all over the place. It was on MTV. And now dancing is bad. Dancing is bad. You realize saying dancing is bad is an insult to the Native American community, right? Because we dance to dance away the evil. We dance to unite humanity with each other. You can't be angry and dance, other than hate metal or rap music. But most people dance for joy. Now, no, cross-dressers or trans should not unrobe. There is an appropriate level for young kids. But when they're high schoolers or so on, no pills. I'm an avid. I don't want kids taking pills like Ritalin or any of that, let alone any other things. If you don't need it to heal, you don't need it. But when you young generations, such as Admir, and nothing against you, young buck, I like you, think that this is all a new thing. Kids in the Hall, Benny Hill, Klinger on MASH, even Hogan's Heroes. A show that came out in the 60s had men dressing in drag to save soldiers. Not for any crazy little thing, but to save fellow soldiers. Yeah. Men did what they had to do because they did what they needed to accomplish their mission. And really, if you ask me, men are trans anyway. We have both genetics. So I can't stand when I hear women, we don't need no men. You wouldn't exist at all. At all if it wasn't for the male X chromosome, you dumbass women. You don't exist if we don't create you. You do know that, right? You may grow the body, but we choose the gender. What do men bring to the table? Whether the child's male or female. How about that one, women? I heard that. What do men bring to the table? Really? Nikola Tesla created electricity to be functioned and sold to the masses. How about that one? You like electricity? Plumbing was created by the Romans, actually, even older than that, because there are some Mayan signs that they had plumbing. And actually, there might have been women involved in building that, because women weren't treated as less than back then. Women in Native American community, women are treated as gods because they create life, or they build life. We'll put it that way. They don't create it. The man, okay? I know you women, we don't need a damn man. Well, then you would not exist. You would not exist. It is our DNA that chooses what you become. Our genetic chromosome that chooses whether you're male or female, and you say you don't need no man. You wouldn't exist. And really, that's all bullshit anyway. Nature does not work the way that scientists say that it does, because scientists do not understand what they're dealing with. Grass is not male or female. Most plants are not male or female. Most trees are not male or female. Even a large amount of reptiles and other insects are not male and female. But no! God says everything has to be male and female. Well, God was wrong, wasn't he? Your God, not mine. My God doesn't even understand what the fuck gender is. My God just said, well, we got a female. We got this thing male. They're kind of alike. But we want to make them a little unique, so they each bring in their own special uniqueness. But anytime I hear a woman say, we don't need no man, or anytime I hear a young gay man say, oh, trans shows in schools are bad, you apparently don't have a lick of idea of what we really came up with. We had the Village People dancing around all over the goddamn place. We had fucking David Bowie, half male, half female, on the stage. We had Freddie Mercury literally advertising as a trans, and also helped build Live Aid for Africa. A gay drag man helped feed with $37 million from the 80s, which would now be equivalent to probably about $370 million to feed Ethiopians. A gay drag man did that. That's so weird. We should watch all gay drag men and make sure they don't do any good. And no, I'm not drag. I am trans because I have both genetic male and female, X and Y chromosome. But personally, I look horrible in a dress. I don't have the feminine face. I don't have feminine figures. But I had a good friend, Roger Moore. He died alcohol poisoning, and he did drag. He was straight, but he liked dressing like women. It made him feel comfortable. And when he lost his wife and lost his family, and he was ready to lose his life by his own taking, I stopped him because he didn't need it to understand that life kept going on. It wasn't until his alcoholism got so bad I just could not be around him anymore. Even I have my limitations of my compassion for humanity. I said before in videos, I believe in balance. So as great as I can be going forward, I also have a negative that will always carry me through. You gotta have balance, people. But to the young people that want to protest against the drag shows and all that, go back to my generation and actually look up men in women's clothes and see how many actors, famous ones like Wesley Snipes, like Jesus, I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. The guy that played Kirk Douglas, or not Kirk Douglas. I can't think of his name now. The one played in Tango and Cash. The one played in Escape from New York, Escape from L.A., so on. He wore drag. Robin Williams wore drag. Dustin Hoffman wore drag. And yet, Tom Hanks wore drag. And actually took advantage of pretending to be a woman just to get a room to live in New York City. Kind of ironic, huh? But it wasn't looked at as negative. It was just a funny show. Two men trying to survive in New York City decide to dress as drag in the 80s. And, oh my God, we can't have men dressed as women in front of kids. Literally. Millennials, you guys are as uptight as the boomers. And any of you Gen Xers want to say, oh, we didn't run that crazy gamut. Really? If you listen to heavy metal, you watch men in pretty much full makeup. You ever see Twisted Sister? Alice Cooper? Rob Zombie? Motley Crue? Rat. Dokken. They wore more hairspray in the 80s than the frickin' women. They wore more makeup on their face than the women. How about Kiss wearing high heels on the stage and walking around with a cape on? Was that very feminine? David Bowie doing the Labyrinth movie. You can't tell if he's straight or gay in that movie at all. But on the way, we can't have people dancing in front of kids. Oh, wait, we did in Labyrinth. We did in Bosom Buddies. We did in RuPaul's Drag Show Hour. But holy shit, quit pointing out actual truth. We need to fight these evil people because they want to dance. No one cares when Taylor Swift shakes her ass or says about women going out and cheating or getting used by men. No one cares when these big stars like fucking, who's another idiot, goes out and gets all this plastic surgery and fake. Hides behind all the makeup, like drag. The Kardashians. I don't know if they're male or female anymore. They've been cut open so many goddamn times and new things put in. And this is the people you're supposed to look up to. If I'm going to look up to someone in drag, it's going to be Freddie Mercury. It's going to be David Bowie. It's going to be Kids in the Hall. It's going to be Benny Hill. It's going to be Doctor Who. All these things happened in the 70s and 80s, and you want to act like it's all a new fucking thing. Well, I personally remember jumping in the middle of the aisles in the movie theater and shaking my ass to the Time Warp. And watching, who was one of the best It clowns, also play a sweet transvestite from Transylvania. And he did it perfectly. So Jim Curry, big thumbs up. We'll never forget the music from the Rocky Horror Show. But maybe we need to bring the Rocky Horror Show back so people remember we weren't uptight. We didn't really give a shit if you dressed like drag or not. All we wanted to do was dance. And that's what's wrong with the millennials, and that's what's wrong with Gen Zs. You guys don't dance anymore. You do it on video, you do it on camera, but you don't dance with each other. And dancing is not meant to be done alone. It's meant for the freedom of expression, of you physically just letting loose. That's all dancing is. It has no practicality, no actual purpose, other than fun. And now it's bad too. Wake up, America. All this drag stuff, all this trans stuff is not new at all. And it hasn't been new. The Japanese men have been dressing up as women for decades and decades, and millennials, or not millennials, centuries. Geisha girls, yeah, they're men. Oh my God, that means men been dressing in drag for a long, 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 long time. No, shut up. Quit telling people the truth. Grow the fuck up, people. We have presidents that are literally violating the Constitution by tapping videos. We have presidents literally trying to destroy America and blow up other countries and other people to clean the environment. Some dude dressing in drag doesn't seem that big of a deal compared to dropping a nuclear bomb on 30,000 kids. And you say, no, they haven't done that yet. Never believe a government that's spending more money on a military budget than they do on helping their own people. How about that, U.S.? How much did you give Ukraine? How many student loans? None. How much did you give Israel? How many student loans? None. And you Democrats that believe Joe Biden's going to pay off your student loans? He's given billions to Ukraine and Israel already. How much has he given to you? Exactly. You're stupid. He's never going to give you money. And even if for some reason he does, he's going to take it out of your ass in taxes, you stupid people. So come join us in the Independent Party and let's stop the stupidity. Let's stop all these lies. The trans, it's such a new thing, such it's literally been around as long as Geisha, as long as the Greek Empire, as long as the Athenian Empire, as long as the Egyptian Empire. No, we don't want to look at the truth. Fucking Jesus didn't wear pants. He wore a gown. Would you curse Jesus' name because he walked around in something that isn't pants? You probably would, wouldn't you, Christians? You'd throw his ass straight back on the cross. Oh, he's a drag! He had long hair, right? According to your picture. It's not true. He had nappy, curly, tight hair because he was born in the Middle East. But you can believe that he was white. Wore long robe. I never seen Jesus wearing pants. Did he wear jeans? Did he wear slacks? Oh, wait. Pants weren't even invented. Holy shit, that's right. But no, a man wearing a dress is bad, except for men literally were wearing dresses before pants were created. But no, you're too stupid to actually look at history, right? Yeah. Who wore makeup? The Egyptians? Men. Japanese? Men. The Vikings even wore war paint. Soldiers today put war paint on. It's makeup. So wake up, millennials. Wake up, Gen X or Gen Zs. Because us Gen Xers, we're sick of the lies. We're sick of you being told this is such a new thing. You're not doing anything original, Gen Z Gen Z or millennials. All you're doing is copying what we copied from generations from before us. And any of you want to talk about story drag hour, go back and watch some of the videos from the 80s of what they allowed children to watch. Yeah, it's not bad. Be safe, be strong. Come join us in the Independence and wake the fuck up, people. All the shit that they're telling you to cry about and telling you to worry about is all things that have happened in the past more than a few times. Colombia now wants to put private military on their school to watch students because of anti-Semite comments. You realize that's saying you want to hire people to guide religion. You may not know this, but the Constitution literally says separation of church and state. But not Joe Biden. He said, no, fuck that Constitution. It's an American mutt. Be safe, be strong, and be free. And you're never alone.